statement issued on Prime Minister Pushpa Dahal's official visit to China has stated that Nepal supports the global development initiative proposed by China and will consider joining the group of friends of the GDI. Now, reiterating its firm commitment to the One China principle, Nepal has also assured China that it is against Taiwan independence. The joint statement states that China has also agreed to work for the early reopening of eligible China-Nepal border trade points. Good evening, I'm Prarambha Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Supreme Court demands clarification on not proceeding with cases against former Prime Ministers Madhav Kumar Nepal and Baburam Bhattarai regarding the Lalita Niwas land grab scam. No agreement on power trade during Prime Minister Dahal's China visit. Implementation of Belt and Road Initiative limited to a commitment. Market monitoring begins for festivities. Department of Commerce, which considers charging fines an achievement, unaware about the cause of inflation, customers at the receiving end. And Nepal's poor performance continues at the 19th Asian Games. Disappointment in taekwondo and boxing events where medals were expected. The Supreme Court has sought for clarification from the government for failing to file cases against former Prime Ministers Baburam Bhattarai and Madhav Kumar Nepal and former Chief Secretary Lilamani Paudel, all of whom who had been alleged of involvement in the infamous Lalita Niwas land grab scam. The single bench of Justice Binod Sharma demanded clarification in response to the writ filed by senior advocate Balkrishna Neupane and advocate Ravin Sharma. The writ was filed on the 18th of September this month, demanding the Government Attorney's Office file cases against Nepal, Bhattarai and Paudel for their alleged involvement. The government has been given 15 days to furnish a clarification with evidence to its claim, if any. Several agreements have been reached during Prime Minister Pushpa Dahal's China visit. A joint statement has also been published which includes the agreements between the officials of the two nations. China was in favor of reaching a power trade agreement during Prime Minister Dahal's visit. Despite several efforts from China, Nepal was not in favor of signing the power deal at the moment. Nepal was not in favor of such an agreement with China as an electricity trade understanding was recently reached with India for a long term, for which the energy secretaries of both the countries have yet to sign an agreement. Nepal wanted to construct the 400 kV capacity Ratamates-Rasuagadi Kerung transmission line in full aid from China. However, China proposed a 220 kVA transmission line. As per the Chinese demand, an agreement was reached for 220 kV transmission line with a substation at Chilime. 15 km of the transmission line is in Nepal and the 70 km section is in China. Stakeholders have said that it will reduce the dependence in power trade with India. Nepal is also yet to extend the transmission line in the northern part of Jumla. China has agreed to provide electricity to the area from Zhejiang. The two nations have also agreed to operate traditional trade centers. Despite previous agreement to operate 6 ports, only 2 are in operation because of inadequate infrastructures. An agreement has also been reached to expedite the feasibility study of Geelong-Kerung cross-border railway. Pre-feasibility study has been concluded regarding Nepal-China cross-border railway. An agreement in this regard was reached during Chinese President Xi Jinping's Nepal visit. Nepal had also wanted to convert the full loan of Pokhara Airport to aid. However, the Nepali aspiration does not seem to have been fulfilled. China had expected Nepal to prioritize the Belt and Road Initiative BRI during Prime Minister Pushpa Dahal's visit of China. However, as implementation of BRI was not prioritized by Nepal, the topic was overshadowed. Now, after the mega project was not prioritized during Prime Minister Dahal's visit, remarks are surfacing about Nepal's lack of interest in implementation of the BRI. The joint statement issued by Nepal and China regarding Prime Minister Dahal's visit, it includes an agreement regarding the conclusion of the plan for implementation of BRI at the earliest. However, it lacks clarity regarding the implementation modality. In addition to that, analysts are remarking that BRI was not in the priority in the high-level talks of the Prime Minister. Experts have said that Dahal's official visit was limited to a courtesy call and expected opportunities from China did not materialize. Before this, Nepal had been positive on proceeding with 9 projects under the BRI, the list of which was already provided to China. Analysts have said that concrete discussions were not held regarding the projects. Agreements were reached regarding electricity, cross-border transmission line and substation with China. However, the implementation aspect of China's ambitious BRI remained ignored. The failure in proceeding with the BRI in a concrete manner is an evidence to Nepal's lack of interest. Government entities responsible for market monitoring have remained indifferent despite growing calls and complaints from the public about being scammed by businesses. Monitoring works by these bodies have been limited to festive seasons for years, as this year too, the market inspection has begun ahead of the fast approaching festivities like Dasai and Tihar. The Department of Commerce, Import and Consumer Protection has begun market inspection by coordinating with 10 different entities targeting the upcoming festivities. The department had collected 19.8 million rupees in fine while inspecting 3,675 stores last fiscal year. This year, 8.3 million rupees has been collected in fines following inspection in almost 800 stores. However, the condition of the market has failed to improve. The price of rice has been hiked on 4 separate occasions within a single year, while traders have sold onions in black market on 2 occasions. The current market has also seen an exorbitant hike in the prices of sugar and cumin. The department, meanwhile, has failed to address these issues and instead called the recent inspections an achievement. The government has changed the leadership at the Department of Commerce, which is the market regulating entity. Director General of the department, Gajendra Kumar Thakur, was transferred to the ministry when the regulating committee was holding a meeting. A new Director General has been appointed recently. According to the Local Government Regulation Act, the local authority too is responsible for monitoring the market. As per the Consumer Protection Act, a committee has to be formed under the leadership of the Assistant Chief District Officer to conduct inspection within the district. However, the local government and the District Administration Office have failed to do so. Entities in federal, provincial and local levels have been assigned the responsibility of market inspection, but they have yet to prioritize this issue. Prices of a number of consumable goods have increased by 100% in the past 2 months amid feeble market inspection. The government has failed to identify the reason while the public continue to suffer. Doctors have resorted to protest with demand of security after a series of setbacks against them. Before the ink on the Hetauda incident had dried, another similar attack at the Manipal Hospital of Pokhara has led to the doctors to organize another protest in Kathmandu with assurance of their security. Resident doctors of Bir, Tribhuvan University Teaching Hospital and Patan Hospital, among others of Kathmandu, organized a peaceful protest in Maitigar with demand of assurance for their security. The resident doctors had boycotted their duty and participated in the protest. Their demands include assurance of security at their workplaces, implementation of the act related to the security of health professionals and medical institutions, and actions against those involved in the assault of health professionals. The agitating resident doctors have also demanded the resignation of Minister for Home Affairs Nayan Kazi Shrestha and Minister for Health and Population Mohan Bahadur Basnet. The Doctors Association has also said that the government had been ignoring the assaults of doctors in recent time. The association has demanded the complete implementation of the past agreements to ensure the security of the doctors. Relatives of 57-year-old Sukmaya Dura of Lamjung Sundar Bazar Municipality Ward Number 7 had resorted to violence after her death at the Manipal Hospital in Pokhara. Police has said that those involved in the assault have yet to be identified, but one person has been arrested while additional investigation is underway. It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Before we ask today's question, let us take a look at the result from yesterday's poll. Yesterday we asked, what should be done to manage the juvenile centers? 55% were for A, organizational improvement, 23% were for B, appropriate counseling, 22% were for C, regular monitoring. And here is our today's question. Why do you think doctors were compelled to resort to protests demanding for their security? Your options are A, result of weak security, B, result of lack of impunity, and C, lapses in their own services. Voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. In our Public Voice segment, we have asked in all provinces what should be done to protect children from malnutrition. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
बालबालिकाहरुमा चाहिँ स्वास्थ्य चौकीमा आएर तौल चाहिँ जाँच गर्नु पर्यो
आफ्नो बच्चालाई आफ्नो ध्यान दिनु पर्छ
पौष्टिक खाना खाजाहरु चाहिँ समावेश गराउनु पर्छ
नियमित खोपहरु लगाउने
बालबालिकाहरु त्यस्तो बच्चाहरु कम तौलको जन्मियो भने
तुरुन्त बालरोग विशेषज्ञ डाक्टरको सल्लाह तथा पोषण पुनर्स्थापन केन्द्रको सल्लाहको लागि एकदम रिफर गर्नु पर्यो।
प्रोटिन भएको खानेकुराहरू खुवाउनु पर्छ।
नियमित रूपमा चाहिँ स्तनपान गराउने र चाहिँ पोषणयुक्त खाना खुवाउने।
गहुँ, कोदो, जौ, फापर यस्ता खानेकुराहरूलाई चाहिँ बच्चाको लागि थोथोरै रूपमा दुधको रूपमा चाहिँ लिटो मिसाएर उसले दियो भने चाहिँ पक्कै पनि बच्चा चाहिँ कुपोषणबाट जोगिन्छ।
बच्चाबच्चीलाई गेडागुडी, हरियो सागपात अनि फलफुल सबै आहार प्रशस्त खाना दिनुपर्छ।
जङ्क फुडहरू चाहिँ खानु हुँदैन।
प्याकेटको सामानहरूबाट टाढै राख्नुपर्छ।
समयअनुसार चाहिँ विभिन्न प्रकारका पौष्टिक आहारहरू खुवाउनु पर्ने जरुरी हुन्छ।
कुन खानेकुरामा कति तत्त्व हुन्छ, खानेकुरालाई कसरी मिलाएर खुवाउने, अन्डा, माछा, मासु, दुध, तरकारी, भात, त्यो यसरी आमालाई सचेतन गरायो भने पनि बालबालिकालाई चाहिँ कुपोषणबाट बचाउन सकिन्छ।
बच्चा 2 वर्षको नहुन्जेलसम्म आमाको दुध साथै अरू थोक खानेकुरा पनि खुवाउनु पर्छ।
खानेकुरा राम्ररी खुवाउनु पर्छ।
बच्चालाई 6 महिनासम्म आमाको दुध मात्रै खुवाउनु पर्छ। 6 महिनापछि थप आहारहरू खुवाउनु पर्छ।
Time now for the sports news.
Sports news.
Nepal's poor performance has continued at the 19th South Asian Games as it has crashed out from 7 sporting disciplines. Nepal's journey ended from the first round in all sports except for Taekwondo on the 4th day of the Asiad. Nima Ghartimagar finished 10th in the group in Nankwan of Wushu. Diba Kamal finished 13th in the men's category. Ranjit Gol and Akriti Joshi suffered defeats in judo. Meanwhile, Govindra Bahadur Ale saw off Jose Da Costa of Timor-Leste in the first round of the under 63 kg category of Taekwondo, but he lost against Banalu Tuptimda in the quarter-final round. Both men's and women's team lost in squash. Anusuya Tandukar crashed out from her heat stage in the women's 100-meter freestyle of swimming. That is all for the moment. Up next is the news in Nepali. Thank you for staying with us. Goodbye for now.